And we're back with our two couples, a study in contrast for this romantic season.
I think love is in the air.
Alex and Melanie, tell us what your expectations are for love, the way you feel it now and over the next few years. Do you expect that it's going to evolve or change, or have you thought about that?
Silence.
I would hope, and I like to think that, we'll at least always have what we have now, and from here that it's just going to continue to grow and continue to develop, as we move forward through our lives together. At least that's what I would hope.
Agreed.
So then, let's move over to the Roberts, who have been married for 63 years. I think that probably a lot of times when we're young and we get married, we have great expectations of love and romance.
And then the kids come along, and you have bills to pay, and you have dirty laundry, and there's a lot of things going on in your life that you didn't deal with when you were single. How does that affect the way your relationship is, the way your feelings are? Does love evolve over the course of time?
Who are you asking?
George and Shirley.
Well, let me make one profound statement. I love this woman more today than I did the day we were married. And it has had to grow. We planted the seed and we nourished it. We, not me, we nourished it. It was an effort from both of us. It wasn't one-sided, and we have made it a point not to go to bed with anger in our hearts.
I like that.
And we find a commonality before we go to rest. We put it to rest.
Alex, can you think of any questions that you might have to the voice of experience sitting on the other side?
How'd you guys get through some of your biggest struggles, your biggest disappointments in life, whether it's job or relationship-wise or anything,
It had to be mutual. While living in Norfolk, Virginia, I had a job offer in Imperial Beach, California. They were paying my transportation to and from, a tremendous raise. She didn't want to leave Norfolk. In fact, she said, if you take that job, the kids are staying here with me. As a result, I didn't go to California.
Right?
Smart man.
And I've never been sorry for it. However, when I had a job offer in Lower Merion, a suburb of Philadelphia, I said, on this date, I've got the job offer and we need to talk about it. And she said, don't worry about it.
So it sounds to me like we have two couples who are invested in listening to one another. And George, it sounds to me like the advice you're giving Alex right now is about a give and take that comes with listening to your partner's needs.
You have to consider their point of view. And as I said earlier, I've got to respect her for her intelligence, her abilities, her skills, and that makes it much easier to come to adequate conclusions. But it's a two-way street.
So Alex and Mel, it's a two-way street, and it's a two-way street paved in respect and independence and working together. And come on, young couple, does that sound a little bit, I don't know, kind of scary? Kind of, is that what you were expecting? How does that look to you on your side of life?
Maybe a little scary.
Kind of what we were expecting.
But yeah, what we were expecting, you know, no one does anything great on their own, whether it's a sports team or even anyone famous. They have a support system of some sort. So it's not new news, but it's
good reminder.
Yeah, a very good reminder.
That it is
What are
gonna
you
take
looking
hard work.
forward to, Melanie and Alex? What are you looking forward to most when you're thinking of your big day and the life that comes after? What excites you most when you think about your life together?
Honestly, what excites me most is just being able to spend a lot of time with her. We've stayed relatively traditional in the fact that we don't live together, so making time for each other has been kind of tough. Both of us work full time. We were in school full time. Now she still is and I'm not, so sometimes just getting together and spending time together is a little difficult, but we've made it work. And if that busy schedule with kids and whatever, like, you know, we'll make the date night work and all of that stuff.
Kids and date night?
We'll make it happen.
Oh, Phil, you gotta love this young couple.
We'll make it happen.
How lovely. Melanie, you've chosen a future husband who is really invested in spending time with you and already excited to have children with you and date night. Are you kidding?
Hopefully children not too soon.
Well, you know, those are really, I think, wonderful, reasonable, and realistic expectations.
George, I want to ask you one more question. In your 63 years, if you can pick one moment, what would have been the happiest moment that you guys have shared in the last 63 years?
You know, the birth of our children, the first one, they had to take me out of the delivery room because I was passing out. But the birth of our children has been very memorable. And if I had one bit of advice for anyone, and especially this young couple, is that two people working together can accomplish 10 times the amount of two single individuals working by themselves. And experience will teach you that.
I think if I can sum up most of the things that you've said, I think it would come under the heading, and I'll use a sports analogy. If you're on the same team, there are no winners and losers. You're pulling in the same direction.
You're right.
Because there is no I in team.
And as a result, I got to put this in. We have 9 grandchildren, 22 great-grandchildren, and 4 great-great-grandchildren.
Well, now he's just showing off.
So, see what you've got to look forward to?
No pressure.
Yep, no pressure. No pressure.
But there are other things to do other than have children.
There we have it, the
Interesting
young and the
perspective.
old.
Yep.
And thank you both so much for coming in, both couples. And you know, it's so exciting to meet a couple that's been married for 63 years. It's almost the stuff of legend. And to have the Roberts on stage with our young couple that will be married in June, we can't thank you enough. And happy Valentine's Day to you both.